Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Thanks for.
Hi.
Hello, Emma.
Hello.
To see known faces. Yana, welcome, and all of you. Yeah, it's voluntary if you want to put the camera on or not. We are 19 people
Hello.
at the moment. Yes. Hello.
Hi,
Hi. Thanks for joining the webinar.
Hello.
Hi, Ana Veronica. Great. We are at the moment 25 people. We will wait a couple of minutes to start and welcome. You can do a short break if you want. And also, I wanted to ask, it's okay for you if anyone is not okay, just let me know. We are going to record the session, okay? If you don't want to be there, you can switch off your camera. So just to let you know. Hi, Sandra. Later we will ask for you all confirm. Okay. More people joining. Just adding new people. Hello. Okay. Hello, Abdullah. Welcome.
Thank you for the time for sharing.
Fantastic. Yeah. Okay, so I think we can start. We are already 22 people on the webinar. Anyways, we will record the webinar, so if anyone is missing the first part, they will be able to see it. So if that's okay for all of you, if anyone is not okay, just let me know. Okay, I will start the recording. Okay. Now I think it's start. Okay. So welcome to our webinar from Blue Jobs about Blue Skills webinar series. This is the first one of our webinar series on Blue Skills. And we are very glad to have our speakers of today. First, we're going to have an introduction about Blue Jobs. I don't know if all of you heard about Blue Jobs. Our company on platform Marine Science and Blue Economy. And later we are going to have our speakers of today talking about the skills for data scientists in ocean research. That will be by Stefano Salon. Then Vanessa Cardin will talk about the skills for technologies in marine biochemical research. And Milena Mena will talk about skills for machine learning for ocean dynamics. So it's very diverse topics and very interesting. They all have opening positions at the organization, so you can have access to Blue Jobs. They already post their job opportunities. So it's also a good chance to get to know what they are offering. Yeah, and so I give the floor to Celia. to start talking about blue jobs. Thanks to everyone. And please, you can ask any questions through the chat box or raise your hand, and also we can make it a bit more interactive.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Patricia. So my name is Celia Murcia. I'm a blue economy expert. I'm also the original founder and the CEO of Blue Jobs. Blue Jobs is a platform to find a job in marine science and the blue economy sectors. We launched it a couple of years ago, but this year we have included some improvements in the platform. So hopefully the application process now is simpler for you, and you get more chance to have different job opportunities. So just for you to know a bit more about our platform, we are more than 4,000 experts registered in our platform all over the world. We have a growing community in LinkedIn, more than 7,000 people. I guess most of you follow us, but if not, I recommend you to do it because basically we posted there a lot of information on the sectors, on webinars and training that it will be really useful for you. And also, of course, we have been posting a lot of job opportunities within the blue economy sectors. We have our audience is actually global, but we have kind of 5 top nationalities where our experts are coming from. One is Spain, the UK, Portugal, Italy, and also candidates from the United States are also very active. Our talent pool goes from junior profiles, those that have up to 5 years of experience. Then we have also a lot of graduates that are looking for the first job opportunity. But we also have an important percentage of experts that they are senior professional. So what kind of jobs can you find in Blue Jobs? So basically we have all related to blue economy and marine science, starting with conservation, coastal management. Then we have also other jobs focused on academia, marine research, education. Then we have also the other side, more private sector as a consultancy jobs, including also governance and marine policy. And then we have more technical careers, which is more engineering, oceanography, or for example, marine renewable energies. So basically our mission is to facilitate the job search and the connection with the professionals with the companies and organizations. So basically, we offer you the largest database of blue opportunities in the blue economy sectors. As I said, we have done some improvements in the platform, so we are really happy to hear your feedback. Then we also organize some networking opportunities to connect organizations with the candidates. And as I said, we provide you career guidance. We want to help you with some tips on how to improve your career in the marine sector. So basically, we do it through our blog, through our newsletter, and also now through this series of webinars that we are planning to do. So this is the first one, but we are planning already a second one on how to write a cover letter in these sectors, in the marine sectors. And then we have many more ideas, so please stay tuned on our social media because we will be publishing all the information there. On the other side, we also offer some services to the companies. So we facilitate that they can find the perfect candidate. So basically, we have a database of CVs where the companies can access and see and look for the candidates. So this is why this is very important for you to upload your CV in the Blue Jobs platform. So the recruiters can find you easily. Then we also support companies in the recruitment process if they are looking for a specific candidate with a specific profile. and then we help them also to give more visibility to their services. So just as a final recommendation, as I said, it's very important that you upload the CV to the platform to get more visibility among the employers and also to make a first good impression when you apply for a job. We are going to explain this in the next webinar, but just for you to know that around 80% of the employers want to prefer to have a cover letter in the job application. So this cover letter needs to be well structured and get to the point. So we will be giving you more tips on this in the next webinar. So basically this is us, and now we wanted to hear more from you. A bit of your background, where do you come from? So we kindly ask you to go through the slido.com through the QR. I think you are most familiar with this. Okay, so I'm just going to switch the screens just 1 second. Okay. Okay, so the first question is, do you have a background in marine science and oceanography? This is very important also for the speakers today to know your background so they can explain the skills needed in the jobs that they are going to, the job position they are going to explain. Okay, so far most of you have a background in marine science, but around 50% don't. Okay. We have 30 people. We have around 20 people answering. Okay, we can wait a few seconds more. Okay, so around 90% have a background on oceanography or marine science, which is good, but there is a few of you that don't. So I'm sure you will learn a lot about the skills needed, and also transversal skills that are not specific for the marine science or oceanography, but can be applied to this kind of jobs like a data scientist or machine learning scientist. Okay, so moving to the next question, which country do you live right now? Because our speakers today come from the National Institute of Oceanography from Italy. So we want to know if you come from Italy and you're familiar with the process of applying to Italy, or okay. So quite a lot of you come from Italy, but there are also from the United States, Spain, Greece, Norway, Slovenia.
Yeah, a lot of diversity is great. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I think that gives us an idea of your background and where you come from. Thank you. And the last question is just for us, obviously, to know. This is very useful information. Did you know Blue Jobs before this webinar? Yes, you have been using for some time. No, maybe you have heard about us, but just a bit, or no, this is the first time that you hear about this platform. Okay, this is also quite interesting. Okay, perfect. So thank you for voting. I think I'm going to stop now the screen and back to the presentation.
Okay, thank you very much, Celia. Thank you everyone also for sharing their background and experience. And it's great to know, yes, most of the people had a marine science background, but for these roles, I don't think, you know, it's good to, there are other skills needed that we will discuss about. And yes, we can start now with the first speaker, Stefano Salon, and he's from the Istituto Nazionale di Oceanografia e Geofisica Sperimentale, OGS, or National Institute of Oceanography and Experimental Geophysics. and he's going to talk about the skills for data scientists in ocean research and about the job openings that he has now. Okay, Stefano, the seat is yours. You can start.
Thank you very much, Patricia and Celia, for having involved me and then Vanessa and Milena in this adventure. I hope it will work and for both of us. So possibly you have already read some information about our institute. So we specialize in the field of earth science, oceanography on international level. So we are, of course, here speaking about ocean. This is a picture taken in last December of my group. This is the dynamics of ecosystem and computational oceanography. Is the ocean modeling group of the section of oceanography, which is one of the section of OGS. We are in 54, quite a high number. With the good, you can see the figure in the slide, so I don't want to go too much in detail, but I'm very proud that let's say the gender balance is quite good, which is not so obvious especially in STEM fields. Saying something more about us. So our mission is to understand and quantitatively represent the dynamic. Oh, sorry, can you go back? Thank you. Just let me just revise very briefly the mission. So we want to understand and quantitatively represent the dynamics of the marine, the coastal, the lagoon ecosystem through the use and development of numerical analysis methods and models of different complexity that describe and integrate physical, biochemical, ecological dynamics at different spatial and temporal scales, also using artificial intelligence supercomputing technology. So this is somehow our brand slogan. So more in detail, thank you, Celia. These are the main areas and tools that we work with. So we move within the vast fields of physical oceanography, marine biochemistry, marine ecology through the human dimension. So covering all, let's say, the workflow, I would say, from the physics up to the final effect onto the let's say, the people, and I would say the social and economical aspects. And we will do this by using different numerical tools. So our approach, as I said before, is mainly quantitative. So we have models which cover the hydrodynamics, the biogeochemistry, but we also have integrated models, food web models, statistical analysis, and we also have this, let's say, data-driven model which involve both data simulation and machine learning. There is also a link in the bottom right part. I don't want to click now because otherwise, well, I cannot click because it's Celia, the master. But of course, you can have a look from the link if the slide can be shared. But in any case, you can also have information from the job post on the Blue Jobs portal. And to conclude this slide, we do just one moment, sorry. We do this by integrating, which is very important, integrating data, which are in situ data that will be then developed by Milena and Vanessa. So physical, biogeochemical, ecological, fish and socioeconomical data, satellite data, and other models data. So we put everything together in order to try to represent the multi-scale phenomena that are, let's say, that characterize our ocean. Specifically, we are interested in the Mediterranean Sea and in the Adriatic Sea. Okay, Celia, thank you. So these are just a very short view of the methods and model that we know. I don't know if you already have heard about some of these models. So, but just to make a very fast tour, we move from food web models to habitat suitability model, hydrodynamics model, artificial intelligence and data simulation, individual-based model and population dynamics, biogeochemical models, bioptics model, and also pollutant dispersion and bioaccumulation. So we try to put all these models like Lego bricks all together in order to build somehow the tools, the ideal tools to respond to cope with the challenges and the question that the research will pose to us. Thank you. Next. Okay, so just to give you a couple of examples, this is a very, let's say, long-term approach, which started by using climate change scenarios, so projection in the future for this century, by looking for climate change impacts on biogeochemistry and marine ecosystems. So we started by physical, let's say, from atmosphere, of course, climate scenarios, projected, driving then the scenarios onto the ocean currents, ocean physics, and then moving to biogeochemical cycle and ecology, especially with a interest for the higher trophic level in the Mediterranean and North Adriatic, and the biogeochemical cycles and low trophic levels also in the Venice Lagoon. So, as I said before, we are going to create to analyze different scales from the basin scales like the Mediterranean up to more close or limited sub-basin like the Adriatic Sea, or even more coastal or local area like the Venice Lagoon. We do this by using full high resolution simulations, so which means that as you may imagine, numerical simulation needs a lot of computational power. So that's why we need expert in this aspect. And of course, numerical computational models and numerical simulation produce a lot of data. That's why we need, of course, people who do not have not frightened by managing and analyzing high big data set for climate. The last point is related to the fact that we are moving to these regional Earth system models. So we are going to make sort of putting together atmosphere, land, ocean, and biogeochemistry. So by coupling all these different components of the climate system, not just by making offline coupling by simulating first the atmosphere and then the physics and then the biochemistry. So this is a very state-of-the-art aspect. Next. Another interesting applied research is based on operational oceanography. So everything which is related to forecasting, so still using the model, but with, let's say, shorter scales. So looking and responding to questions like environmental monitoring, as, for example, blue economy markets, and all the things that can be somehow that has a term, let's say, a scenario which is more limited in time, like few days or the season. So we can do this also. We do this in the frame of the European program of Earth observation, which is Copernicus. Maybe many of you know it, and more specifically in the Copernicus Marine Service, for which we provide the data for the biogeochemistry of the Mediterranean Sea, for the analysis, the forecast in 10 days, so from today up to 10 days in ahead, and for the reanalysis for the last 2 decades. And we do this not just for the Mediterranean Sea, but as a downstream service for the Northern Adriatic Sea, as you can see in the right top side of the slide. Next. Okay, so this is just, I don't want to read everything, but just to give you some keywords on some of the papers that we published last year. So we moved from extreme weather system, also in collaboration with our colleagues, Milena and Vanessa, of course, in the, let's say, in the collaboration within the oceanographic section. So extreme weather system, machine learning, ecological quality, fishery, habitat scenarios, benthic community structure, ecological networks, oxygen, an indicator, coastal resilience, Mediterranean forecasting system, organic matter dynamics, and scenarios for the Venice Lagoon. So all of this made with, as I said before, numerical computational approach. And finally, to reach the most interesting aspect maybe for you is the open position. So actually we will look for in the very general side, in the very general, let's say, characterization of data scientists. So not just data scientists, of course, but computational scientists, Earth system modelers, software engineers, IT specialists, HPC professionals. So all the people who have some skills in programming, like, for example, Fortran, Python, MATLAB, or Julia, C, C++, so all the possible capacities that you can have to apply and to, let's say, work with our numerical system, or also in the let's say value chain of the production of data, so the model output for everything which consider also the machine learning, the data processing, and so on. So I've listed here some skills and experience, but a part of that, and you can look at them, a part of that, what we are looking is for people who have enthusiasm, who are open-minded, who have curiosity, so who doesn't have fear to learn new things, who also have spirit of sacrifice, because you can understand that the research let's say world is very fast-paced, so we have to be always at the forefront of research, who wants, of course, to learn and to share, and also to have innovation. So to conclude, I think there is just the link that you have already seen onto the portal. And thanks again. For question, maybe we will talk at the end. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Stefano, and also for sharing this position, this very interesting position, and the skills required. And also, I like that you mentioned these soft skills, really important as well. So, are there any questions related to this? We can give a couple of minutes, but anyways, we'll do the Q&A afterwards. Okay. They can get Ana Veronica raised her hand. Okay, we give the chance to one question.
Yeah,
Ana Veronica?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much, Stefano. That was very interesting. I want to know if you're interested in some topic of genomics, or the epigenetics of certain organisms related to data science. Are you considering that topic? Thank you.
So not in my specific group, but there is another group in our section which is the marine biology group, and there are some people working there in omics. So this specific, thanks you for the question, because it gives me also the opportunity to explain something more. So this specific position are funded by a national project within the National Plan for Resilience and Recovery for Italy. And so we have some, let's say, research line to be covered, not in this moment the omics, but my suggestion is to look at the position which are open from our sites, and I mean, not just from, I mean, the one who will be next advertised also on Blue Jobs, because it's possible that there can be a position specifically related to omics. So yes.
Right, I check it out. Thank you very much.
We look forward to see this opening soon. Celia?
Yeah, I think this is a more general question, but it is relevant for all of them, especially because not all are from Italy. So which are the language requirements? Is Italy needed, or English could be enough?
Okay,
for
so
this?
yeah, this is a very good question, because unfortunately, these are our Italian laws. So this is, I mean, it's required a knowledge of Italian, but I mean, very basic. It's something which will be trusted from the interview, so there is no big problem. But the problem is, I mean, the problem can be related to the fact that the application is all in Italian. So unfortunately, we have to follow this rule, and the bando, so the call with the document inside, is all in Italian. So you can ask for support to the email that I also put here, but also you can also ask support to the general national portal where all the application must be sent, which is this INPA, which is for the public administration in Italy. Our institute is a public institute, so a state research institute, and these kind of positions are not for postdoc. These are for let's say fixed term staff. So it's something which is related for, in our case, technology. For Vanessa is a researcher, but it's still, I mean, a position, an official position, where you need to have some, let's say, green light to apply and to be hired at the end. And for green light, I mean that the master, if the master is not from Italy, you need to ask for the procedure to equivalence. So this can take some time, and it's something that, of course, we cannot do anything for this. It's a pain, I know, but it's part of the game.
Thank you very much, Stefano, for providing the details on the application process. I think Emma has raised her hand, but you still have a question, or?
Yes, actually, Stefano already answered
okay,
a part of it, but so the application needs to be in Italian.
No, I'm not sure about that, because I didn't click into the application. Okay. But I'm not sure. I don't think. Yes, is it also possible in English? But Vanessa, please.
Yes, so it needs to be in Italian.
You have just to upload the CV, and just to declare that you are eligible for some for the requirements. So shouldn't be so difficult to make the application. I don't want to, I mean, discourage you, because I mean, in my opinion, it is worth, because the position is very interesting. All our positions are very interesting, and I mean, as I was discussing with Patricia, it's the first time that we have this opportunity to create a common floor between someone who offers and someone who is looking a job. So I think that it's a good way to, let's say, be face to face. And in my opinion, there can be some difficulties in the application, but at the end, I mean, everything should be fine. I know that other people from other countries already applied, so it should be fine.
Okay. Thank you so much for answering.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stefano. If you still have some questions, the audience, you can write a text and we can answer later. We go for the next speaker, Vanessa Cardin. She will talk about the skills for technologies in marine biochemical research. Yeah, it's your turn. You can start. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Patricia. So I would just change field. Exactly. Just we go more experimental operational oceanography. Next slide, please. So we are changing also from the modeling, ecological modeling group. I'm offering from the position in the physical oceanography group, and just give us some overview of what we do. Is the aim of the group is like to improve the knowledge of the physical and biochemical processes in the marine environment through traditional approaches. This is oceanography campaigns, the use of Eulerian measurements, platforms,
and the use of autonomous measurement systems, like gliders, drifters, and flows that contribute to the acquisition, dissemination, and popularization of marine-related scientific knowledge. So the research activities in our group, in my group, include the observation and analysis of the main marine dynamics and processes, and in the sea, both in the deep sea and the coastal zone. Long-term data collection is carried out in both at the basin scale, that is Mediterranean and Southern Ocean, and in important areas such as the Southern Adriatic, the Arctic, the Svalbard and the Fram Strait, and the Arctic and Antarctic, that is the Ross Sea. Next, please. So let's go, as we mentioned, then the Mediterranean and the Adriatic Sea is one of the most important areas. The latter being characterized by a complex bathymetry in circulation. That is why you ask why we study this area. We have the water inflow with high salinity. That is the Levantine intermediate water. I know this is a lot of people. A lot of you have oceanography background. This water with high salinity water flows through the Strait of Otranto, and it remains part of it remains embedded in the cyclonic circulation, and the red flows northward. So there's also the strong influence of the atmospheric force and that modify the characteristic of the water column. And in the Adriatic Sea is the main area of the formation of the Adriatic deep water, the ADV, which is one of the main components of the Eastern Mediterranean deep water. Next, please. So you can click different times. So I was try to think. Okay. So which different process? There are different processes taking place in the Adriatic. There's a physical process such as Earth interaction, circulation and thermal variability, detection of the mesoscale eddies, detection of the dense water cascading, long-term trends, circulations. As I mentioned, it was very important with the entrance of the water through the Otranto Strait. Biochemical processes, we have downward particle fluxes, ocean acidifications, and we have also biological ones such as zooplankton vertical migration. But how can we study? So to study all this process, we rely on several European research infrastructure present in the area. Maybe most of you, next please. Slide, click. Yep. You can click another one. Yeah. And like we have the long-term measurements through oceanographic campaigns that are long-term measurements, which are important to know, important to know the characteristic of the area. We have more than 30 years data in the area. Instruments use CTD, Rosette, water sampling, with determination of the Hammond-Line variability. In the Southern Adriatic, also we have the fixed measurement. This is the 82M38 with the longest open sea time series. We have glider measurements, floats, and the Aeroaugo. I will not go into detail of this because Milena will talk about this. So next, please. So how we use all this data? Each data by themselves can give you information, can give us information, but only cross-infrastructure data integration, both in Aurelian and Lagrangian, can provide an overview on spatial and temporal or all available observed variables and return an integrated and multidisciplinary information for enhancing the knowledge of the open sea. The data from, for example, we have from Aerofleet oceanographic campaign, for example, we have a fine vertical and spatial scale, but a poor temporal resolution because we do the campaigns now and then. On the contrast, we have the data from the ENSOFIX station, which provide a high resolution, temporal resolution. We have data along the water column with every half an hour or every hour, but we have a different level in the water column. So only with the cross-infrastructure integration, we can get the right picture of what is happening in the ocean. So next, please. Here, what is the aim of the position? The aim of the position is of one researcher. That is, we look for data scientists to perform data analysis and interpretation of all this physical and biochemical data from observational research platform. So you have to merge different time scale and different temporal and spatial time scales. And what kills the needs we are searching for? There is, of course, we need to harmonize some experience, maybe. Not really required, but it will be very nice to have is the harmonization of data and time series analysis at different fixtures and mobile platforms. If you have work already, maybe for the time series from fixed point, Argo data, and other type of platforms. Statistical experience in statistical analysis and interpretations of physical biochemical data. Very important is to have the knowledge of scientific programming. In this case, we need to have more. We're working more in MATLAB and in Python, and certainly to have knowledge in oceanography. So because we will study some the oceanographic processes. As Stefano said. Also, the skills with this is a person that has researchers that have enthusiasm, open mind, and curiosity. That is very important. And this research activity is conducted in the framework of the Italian Itineraries project that is funded by the European Union Regeneration. It is a fixed position, and there is a research position. It's not a fixed position, but there's position for a researcher, which requires to have the PhD. In this case, it is a postdoc position, and then I don't. There is another. There is another. The next, you can have all the information in the next one. Yes, here in the application can be found in this impagov.it. This is for the public administration already. I don't go through this because Stefano already explained this. And so in this case, we have to rule the position, and then you have to. This is about the language. We need people certainly that speak quite good English, because we have to work. We're working in Europe, and we need to exchange knowledge with other researchers from the area, and mainly also for the Croatia and institutions that work in the area also. And a little bit more information about this is that for the concourse, you need to have 2 tests. In this case, for these positions, that is one written, and the CV will be analyzed and by the commission, and then also you have a written exam, and this is a test, and this is not be scared. It's not like in the university, but just to prove the knowledge, a little bit the knowledge that you have, and then you have the oral exam. Okay, so this is it. Did you have some questions? I'm here.
Thank you very much, Vanessa. Actually, we have a question from Jotam. Then Stefano answered it, but you can also says, what level of programming knowledge are you looking for, specifically in Python? Stefano say the higher the better. Knowledge is fine, but more important the practice.
Yeah, more or less. Since we work in the difference with this position is with Stefano will have to deal in the position. They deal with a very high amount of data, while we don't have. It would be nice to have so much data, but we have operational. So this is a real data, not modeling data, and so they want to. But you need the skills to work. Putting all the data together. So this is something I don't have to work with MATLAB and Python. They are similar and depends on what your skills, but more than basic. I think that you have to have a quite a good knowledge in programming, and so in order to deal with the statistical analysis and put it all, because the problem is to put the different time scales and do the time scales analysis in this.
Okay, fantastic. Are you providing any, just for curiosity, any training on that before the position, or like when it's a PhD position? No, sometimes you have this also the training to improve the skills.
Not really, because the position is for a postdoc.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a junior
like
so this is a postdoc, so you are supposed to, this is a higher level. So you are supposed to know, you have to have these skills. Also the salary is much higher for the other ones, the other positions. So it's just a postdoc position.
Yeah. Stefano, also you have a comment?
Yeah, well, just Vanessa anticipated me exactly what I wanted to say. It's a higher position, which also have good benefits, like the retirement plan, like taxes, of course, and also like some benefits for lunch and something like that. So yes, it's a to access to these two positions for the first one, I mean, for the 4 data scientists and for the researcher, you need to have already finished the PhD, or you need to have 3 years of experience. So that's why, as Vanessa said, you need to have experience in all the tools that are required. While the one who is going to present, Milena, is more on the training side. In any case, at OGS, we provide also some training, advanced training, also basic training, but for this specific, also in Python, for example, but for these specific positions, I mean, we expect that the candidates will have enough autonomy to be like part of the group, of the research group, and so they can be also can be challenging, and also can have an important role into the research group.
Yeah, just to complement this, yes, as I said, that this is at the research level postdoc. We expect to have this person to be part of the group. It's not that you will just give some also hints. We'll try to get some inputs how to deal with data, and then not as just like a PhD or a lower where you teach this how to do it. In this case, we're looking for persons to be part of the groups, and so the position is as higher position.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks for the clarification. Okay, we don't want to be over so much over time, but if you have a quick question, maybe you can.
Very quickly, I'm a bit concerned about the deadline. One of them in the website, it's written that it is June 12th. Is it so tight, or we still have time?
Yes, unfortunately, we really, I mean, as Patricia said before, this is the first webinar, so we're really running out of time. And we were able to organize this webinar. Patricia said, yeah, we're able to organize the webinar as soon as they can. And so this is, an opportunity. There is still time until tomorrow do all the paperworks. But of course, Vanessa has much more time. So in this time, the deadline for Vanessa is much advanced than at the end of June, if I correctly remember.
And she pays more, so go for the one for Vanessa.
Okay, maybe who knows, the deadline gets extended, but just in case, you can work tomorrow on the application. Okay, so we go for the last presentation. I see some hand raised, but sorry, we don't have much time at the moment. But please write the questions, so we will try to answer at the end of the session, or if not, by email. We'll forward the questions to the speakers. So thanks so much. So now our last talk is with Milena Mena, talking about the skills for machine learning in ocean dynamics. So your turn. Thank you very much. Good to meet you.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone, and thank you for coming. And the open position that I would like to introduce today is a PhD fellowship, and so at the University of Trieste, and particularly is focused on the use of machine learning to reconstruct the ocean dynamics and all the other important ocean variables from in situ data in the Mediterranean. Next slide, please. Okay, I'm a part of the physical oceanography group. I work with Vanessa, and I'm the part of physical oceanography group that manage the mobile autonomous oceanographic instruments. And in particular, we work with 3 different kinds of instrument: the surface drifter, Argo floats, and ocean gliders. The surface drifters are oceanographic buoys used to measure the surface currents and also other variables at the interface between the ocean and the atmosphere. Whereas Argo floats and ocean gliders are ocean profilers, they move vertically in the water column and collect essential ocean variables like temperature, salinity, dissolved oxygen concentration, and other important biogeochemical variables. Next slide, please. All these instruments can be managed remotely using satellite communication, and they are able to collect data and send this data in real time through satellite to a satellite system, and the data collected are freely available for the research community, for the operational oceanography, and also for the general public. And they are involved in international research program. They are part of the global ocean observing system, and we are the Italian component of this observing system with this autonomous instrument. And in the top panel, in the bottom panels, you can see the current status of Global Drifter Array on the left, and of the Argo European Argo Float program on the right. And okay, next slide, please. This slide is a summary of the main results achieved from this kind of instrument right now, this kind of international program. On the left, you can see the global ocean temperature anomaly derived from Argo floats in the last 20 years. And you can discriminate the increasing temperature in the ocean in the last decade, in particular in the upper layer, but also in the intermediate and deep layers. On the left, you have an estimation of the zonal currents derived from the Argo float in the surface upper panel, and from the Argo float displacement in the lower panel. Next slide, please. This international program, the Global Ocean Observing System, has also a Mediterranean component, and the figure on the left, upper left, show the Drifter Mediterranean dataset collected since 80s, and the Drifter tracks are used to estimate the surface currents. You can see an example bottom left of the surface current retrieved from drifters, white arrows, and also of the main circulation structure, filament and gyres in the Eastern Mediterranean. This data can be also compared with the satellite data. In this figure, the colors are the sea level derived from satellite altimetry. On the right, you can see that the drifter can be used also to derive the effect, the impact of an extreme weather system on the upper ocean layer. For example, here there is the Medicane Apollo. The drifter tracks is the black tracks along the eastern Sicily coast that move very close to the Medicane trajectory. And in the lower panel on the right, you can see that the drifter can observe the reduction of sea level pressure and the increasement of the surface current during the event. These data are useful for numerical models and to predict the trajectory and the landfall of these extreme events. Next slide, please. This is the data set of Argo float collected in Mediterranean Sea from the beginning of the Argo program. The black tracks are all the trajectories and collected in the Mediterranean. Click on the mouse, please. Okay. This data has been useful to estimate the temperature trend in both the convection sides of the Mediterranean, the Gulf of Lion on the left and the Southern Adriatic on the right. And you can see that in the last decade, the sea surface, the temperature increased in both sides, both in the intermediate and in the deep layers. Next slide. Okay, the Argo flow data are also useful, have been also useful to estimate the salinity trend in the Mediterranean, and we can see a steep increase in the last decade after 2012 in the central Mediterranean, both in the Ionian and in the Southern Adriatic. These data are very useful, but they are randomly distributed in space and time. For this reason, the related statistic can be biased. So the machine learning can be useful to fill the gaps. Next slide, please. For this reason, we decided to fund a position, a PhD fellowship, with the aim of applying machine learning to fill spatial and temporal gaps in the Mediterranean dataset and improve our understanding of the physical variability at different scales. The required skills are a master's degree in earth science, environmental science, or mathematics, physics, and so on. And we have no specific skill because it's a PhD fellowship, but if the candidate has previous experience in programming or machine learning or in the processing of each kind of geophysical signal, it will be appreciated. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Milena, also for
sorry, in the last slide, we have the link to apply. Sorry if I interrupt you. The link to apply and also some information retrieved from the website of the University of Trieste. And the form will be also in English, in Italian and in English. Then you can apply using the English language.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Very interesting position as well. Thanks for being on time. So it's 6 already, set time. But if it's okay for all of you, we can stay 5 more minutes. Who can stay to answer some questions? I saw some questions that were already answered in the chat. and also to discuss these skills needed and the trends that nowadays. No, I'm very curious to also know your views from all the speakers. No, what are the new trends, new skills that they are needed nowadays and maybe that were not needed before? No, as we see with this growing field of the blue economy. Yeah, see if anyone had some comments about that. That would be fantastic.
Okay, but I think that the curiosity and all the skill already listed by my colleagues will be to work in the research. You have some challenge every day, every time, and then you should be open to new technologies, new experience, and I have no.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Anyone has more questions? You can raise your hand. The questions in the chat, I think they were already answered. If not, let me know. Yeah.
There are also, sorry, Patricia, questions on not in the chat, in the questions and answer. So they are asking if it's an on-site job or hybrid.
So we usually, so I have just replied to the one of the chat. For this is on site. So we have some smart working, I mean for our position, so researcher and technologies. For the PhD, of course, is a little bit, there is more freedom, of course, but I mean, maybe Milena can give more details, but for ours is on site. So
yeah, it's mainly on site. It's not excluded to have some experience on board, but with autonomous instruments, we have the opportunity to manage the instrument remotely, and then it's on site mainly. And you will have, if you apply, you will put the possibility to go in a foreign country for 6 months, and this will be a good experience to share our knowledge and our study with other researchers, and that also for the candidates, to know another environment. Yeah,
thank you. Ana Veronica, you have a question?
Yes, thank you very much, everyone. Such a wonderful presentations. I was wondering, with regards Blue Jobs initiative, that is a very, very good initiative. What are you thinking? Maybe have you thinking about initiative of collaboration with another regional initiatives with regards ocean projects or funding? Maybe you have an idea with like come together with another offices, ONGs, something like that, like surgings, like building up synergies. That is what I meant. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the question, Ana Veronica. Do you want to answer some, Celia? The CEO, I think, is the right person to answer about synergies. But yeah, it's a great question. We have been discussing about this recently.
Sorry, I think, sorry, Ana Veronica, you were asking about OGS, about building connections with other entities rather than Blue Jobs, I think.
Yes, I can see that Blue Jobs is a perfect opportunity as a platform to provide better reach out job offers. But I was thinking if maybe you could think about enhancing synergies with regards project initiatives with other regions. For example, if you have an idea and you want to propose a project in your sector, you can launch it through your platform. Is that possible? Is something that you are perhaps thinking about, open more to make it available to the people that is sharing this platform?
Yeah, so far, that's a great idea for the future. So far, we are just a job platform. We're just thinking it's more a networking platform, which is also interesting to connect projects and ideas from different stakeholders. We take notes and we see in the future. I have another question regarding the time that you're expecting the candidates to start. I think this could be useful also for the candidates to know for this position, where is the starting date, more or less?
The sooner is better.
The PhD will start in November.
Yeah, for the PhD, since we have the deadlines for the one from the research and technologies are paid by this itineraries project. So we have the timeline, and we have to hire the people, have the budget, to use the budget within the period of the project. We cannot do it after. So then to start, then depends on, nobody knows if things go well for both sides and things, but we are getting already, we are almost at the halfway of the project. And and we have deadlines to do some jobs and to provide deliverables and things. And that analysis. So we'll try to get this done as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you to everyone. I think we are already in time.
Sorry, Patricia. I take just the opportunity to, since there is so much wide public here. So if you like to work in Italy in this position like us, it's taking a consideration that your master should be made equivalent to the Italian master. This is a little bit weird, but it's an usual procedure that also is applied in all European Union. So to be hired as, let's say, staff researcher or technologist, even though for a fixed position, you will see that for the call requires this let's say paperwork that you have to do. So it's not necessary to finalize the procedure within the deadline, because it is absolutely impossible, but it's important to provide at least a declaration from the minister that you started the process. Okay, so I mean, it's not so known all around the world, but I mean, it's important. I think it's important to give this information to all of you, because it takes time. And but I know that at the end, people who finalize the procedure now, they are happy and work in Italy as a researcher or technologist, and it's fine. So.
Okay, thanks for the clarification.
For sure, you can ask for information to your own university or alma maters or your research institutes, because there is always, let's say, an office which can provide this information.
Fantastic. Thank you for the clarification. It's good so we know that they have more time to do it. Fantastic. So I think with this, thank you very much for your contribution.
Thanks to you.
Thank you.
Okay, so thank you all the speakers and participants. See you in the next webinar. Thank you.
Okay.